Hello everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the DaVinci Resolve Essential Tutorial. So now we are on our chapter number 2, and here we'll be understanding the workspace in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so from here we'll be learning about all of that in detail in particular class. Okay, what are the pages available, what all we can do. Okay, so there are basic 7 pages where we can actually divide our work and get the final product or the final footage in which we are working on. Okay, so we'll be learning about that here in this particular class. So let's not waste time and let's get started on understanding the workspace in DaVinci Resolve. So here, as you guys can see, now I am here in the workspace of the DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so I have told you guys about this particular interface before. Okay, so if you guys can basically see, I do have my media pool over here. This is the sync bin if you want to add any transitions, titles, okay, and different effects. Okay, so from here, if you want to see it in a full screen, you guys can see it in a full screen. And once you upload or once you import your media into the timeline, in that case, here I also do have the inspector panel from where we will start working. Okay, so basically, if you guys notice or just look here in this particular workspace, okay, so there are basic 7 pages. Okay, so the first one is media. Okay, the second one is cut. And here this is the edit option, okay, where we'll be spending most of our time. Okay, so this is the main part where we'll be working. And after that, this is the fusion option. Okay, so fusion is basically option I'll be explaining you guys. So this is quite an advanced. And this is one of the most or the greatest feature available in DaVinci Resolve, which is coloring. Okay, so they do provide us with some advanced coloring. Okay, we'll be learning about that. And after that, once you want to work with your audio, okay, or the sound effect, anything as such, you can come here in the fair light option. And the last thing here, this is the deliver option in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so we'll start with importing some media. Okay, so as you guys can see, now I am here in my media panel from where I will be able to actually upload or import my videos which I'm going to work on with. Okay, so here as you guys can see, here I do have the file. Okay, so it's just here in my PC. So this is my C drive. Okay, so I will come here. And from here, basically, I can search where do I have my videos, okay? Otherwise, if I just come here, okay? So these are few of the options. So what I can do is I can come here. If I do have any videos right around here, I can basically download it from here. So these are the files which are there in my C drive. So here on top, as you guys can see, once I'm here in my C drive, I do have my essential files. Okay, so I have actually divided the audios and the videos, which I do have it here. Okay, so as you guys can see, once I just hover my mouse on top of my video, I can just get a preview on my screen. Okay, so here, as you guys can also see, I can just have this video here. And this one also will just give me a preview of this thing. Okay, if I just click on this one, okay, I will be able to see it here in my screen. Okay, so right now, I guess they don't have an audio to it. So what I can do is, if I just want to bring this thing down, I can just bring it here in my panel. Okay, so in my media pool. So here, once I try to bring my media pool or my media here in this particular media pool, okay, they're showing me a warning page right here. Okay, so they're asking me change project frame rate. So what's the issue right here? We need to understand that first. Okay, so they're telling me the selected clip, I have a different frame rate to the project. So would you like to change your timeline frame rate to match? Okay, or you can't undo this action. Okay, so once I change this frame rate, so before that, what I'll do is I will just come over here, okay, So maybe I will just click right over here. Okay, if I want to change this thing up, I will just directly change it. Okay, so now I do have this particular media. Okay, so first off, we need to understand this thing. Okay, so for that, I just need to go to the file, and here in my project settings, as you guys can see, it was before 24 frames per second, but this video is 29.97 frames per second. Okay, so I have matched that one, and the screen resolution now is 1920 into 1080. So here it's showing me that it have changed according to the video, because it have read it by itself. And now what I can also do is I will just import all of this media here as well. Okay, so now this is how you guys can actually import a media, and here you guys can actually see the start timing. Okay, and also from here you guys will be able to see the size and the type of video which I do have here. Okay, so now I do have these things here in my media pool, and you guys already know this is if I want it in thumbnail view, if I want it in a list view, I can get that, but I always prefer the thumbnail view to view my things up. Okay, and what I can also do is I can just hide this thing up. Okay, and I can really adjust this placing. Okay, if I want to get a big screen over here, I can actually get a big screen right over here as well. Okay, so I hope you guys have understood how you can actually import your media down from here. And this particular screen, okay, that there is no much work, but here also you guys can actually zoom in, zoom out. Okay, if you want to zoom in 200%, you guys can do that. And if you want to fit it, here, this one is fitted here as well. Okay, so once you have imported your media over here, what you can do is you can come here in the second option. Okay, so I'm just going through all of these things just to make you guys understand about the workspace. Okay, but after this one, I'll be telling you guys in detail about all these things. Okay, so now this comes the cut option. Okay, so here, as you guys can see, I do have these 3 videos here in my media pool. Okay, so what I can do is if I just want to drag and drop it here, I will be able to drag and drop this particular set of videos over here. Now I want to drag and drop this thing here as well. Okay, so now if you just want to make some basic cut, okay, so I will just select this, I will delete this one. Okay, so here you guys can actually see that I have already created a timeline. Okay, so if you have used any other video editing software before, like Adobe Premiere Pro, in that case you guys are familiar with the sequence. Okay, how to create a sequence. This is the same thing, but in DaVinci Resolve they call it the timeline. Okay, so don't need to get frustrated, oh, what timeline is and all. Okay, because it's just same thing what a sequence is in Premiere Pro. Okay, so to this particular timeline, what we can do is we can add a lot of videos. Okay, as you guys can see. So the first thing what I'm going to do is I will check this timeline. What is the timeline settings over here? So here you guys can see this is basically the timeline setting. Okay, so there is basically the format which I look into, but there are other things as well, which is the monitor, output, okay, the colors. Okay, so from I will just click on OK over here, and now I will just double click this thing, and here for doing some minor trimming and all, we can use this particular option over here. So from here what I can do, if I just wanna trim this video down, or if I just want to trim this from here, this end as well. Okay, so from here I am just trimming this thing down. I just want to take only this particular part, and here also I do have this particular playhead which I can work with. Now what I can do is I can just bring this one here, then now I can just play this thing and just look how it actually looks. Okay, so this is the video which I do have here. Now what I can do is I can just come here, and now I can just import this media. Okay, as you guys can see, so only that part of the video is being imported over here. Okay, so these are few of the options Okay, so if you want to trim this thing down from here as well, you guys will be able to do that thing from here as well. Okay, so this is basically the playhead. So if I just play this thing, if I just come here, then if I try to just play this thing up, okay, I can just play this thing around over here as well. Okay, so you guys can see. So here, as I have already showed you, now I do have only one video here. Okay, so basically if you just try to see around here on my screen, on this cut option, okay, or this cut page, I do have basically two timelines. Okay, so if you guys can see, here is one timeline, okay, and here is the another one. Okay, so what is the difference between that? Okay, so now you guys will understand better if I just come here, and now I will just go back, okay, and I will try to import the media, or I'll just try to join this media over here. Okay, so as you guys can see, I have joined this particular media over here. Okay, so I do have two frames, or the two clips or footages here in this particular timeline. Okay, as you guys can see, I am able to see that. And if I just add another one over here, okay, so now if I will come here, and now if I just join this thing, okay, so let me just take this thing somewhat over here, take this particular playhead. Here in this particular place, what I'm going to do is I will just delete this one, and now it will just join it by itself. Okay, this is how I can actually move my frames around. And here, as you guys can see, I also do have audio. Okay, so that's not the audio which I'm going to use, but just to make you guys understand that this frame, or this particular timeline which is there on top in DaVinci Resolve, okay, this actually shows you that how many clips you're working with, okay, and here you guys won't be able to see each and everything, but here actually you get a better idea of how many footages you are going to work with. Okay, so once you are done trimming, okay, once you're done trimming, otherwise you want to come here and do the trimming and stuff, you guys can do it from here. Okay, so this is the pause button. If you want to play this thing up, okay, you guys can play this. If you want to pause this one, you can pause this. Take this playhead down again here in the starting, okay, and here, if you want to get this thing in loop, okay, you guys can also get this thing in loop here as well. Okay, so this is about the cut option. Okay, so this is basically used to trim your video down and then import it. Okay, so now let's go to the main workspace, which is the edit page. So here, as you guys can see, now I do have my edit page right over here. Okay, so now once I am here in my timeline, okay, so if I just come here, okay, if I just try to move around my playhead, I am able to move around my playhead here as well. And if I just want to zoom out here in my timeline, if I want to see what all footages do I have here, okay, in that case, what I can do is I can just click on Control and minus from my keyboard. You guys can see the footage is becoming smaller. Okay, if I want to see in detail, I can click on Control and the plus sign from my keyboard. Okay, so you guys might think, okay, this looks quite familiar. I have seen this thing somewhere. Okay, so if you're familiar with the Adobe Premiere Pro or any video editing software, in that case, you guys will be familiar with this kind of workspace. Okay, so for you, basically, you can come here and maybe if you want to decrease it, okay, or just increase the size from this end, okay, you guys will be able to do that from here, okay, as you guys can see. And this is the inspector media. Okay, so from here, if you want to see this, you guys can actually see all of this over here. Okay, so this is the part where we will be working mostly like how you can actually position things, rotate your stuff around. Okay, so this is the edit options. Okay, so from here as well, you guys will be able to transform. Okay, if you want to crop things up, you guys will be able to crop things up. Okay, so these are the trim edit mode, okay, dynamic trim, okay, the blend mode. Okay, so if you want to insert a clip, if you want to override, if you want to replace any clip, okay, and make sure that you on your snapping, okay, whenever you're working here, okay, make sure that you on your snapping. And right here, also you do have the link selection option, okay, and here is the position log if you want to add any flag, markers, if you want to zoom, okay, if you want to custom zoom, you guys can actually do kind of like this from here as well, instead of using Control plus minus from your keyboard. So now if I just come here, if I want to actually unlink this video, okay, so I can also unlink this particular clip from here. Okay, so here you guys can see the link clips. I will just unmark this one, and what I can do is now I can just select this individually. Okay, so now I will just select this one individually and I can just cut this one. Okay, so just click here, link clips, come here and just cut it from here. So now I am only left with the videos, and if you want to add any audio here as well, you guys will be able to add some audio. From here you guys can directly go to the sound library, otherwise come here again in this media pool, and from the media pool again what you can do is just come here, go to audios, and here as you guys can see I do have this audio. I can just drag and drop it here in my media pool. Okay, so I do have this particular audio here as well. Come back again to the edit option and bring and drop this one here in your timeline. So now I have just bring this one here in my timeline. Okay, and using the razor tool over here, I can basically give this thing a cut. Okay, so now I will just enable the snapping option over here as you guys can see. Okay, so it will help you to create some distinctive lines. Okay, so now again I will just select this selection tool, select this part, and I can just delete this total part over here. Okay, so the whole thing over here as you guys can see now have audio in it. Okay, we'll be learning about all of that here in detail from next class. Okay, and once you see this kind of icon, okay, so that means that you're at the end of this video and you don't have any footage left next. Okay, so you guys can actually play around with this playhead. Okay, so this is quite an important option. Okay, so now if you just come to Workspace, okay, so from here you guys can see there are different options from where you guys can actually work with. Okay, so if you want a dual screen, okay, what all you want to see here. Okay, so if you want to go to any other pages from here, you guys can actually go to any of the pages from here as well. But as this one is quite easy, okay, we can actually use this from here as well. So this was just a small introduction of the edit page over here, and now next come to the fusion page. Okay, so here as you guys can see, this page kind of looks scary. Okay, so you're just thinking, oh my god, what is this? Okay, what I'm going to do with all of this over here. Okay, so you guys don't need to worry. Okay, so you guys can actually edit some VR videos. Okay, you can work with the motion graphics over here. Okay, from this option, the fusion option. Okay, so this one can be used for that. So this is some advanced feature. We'll have some particular class only for this one, and after that comes the coloring. Okay, so here as you guys can see, I do have the coloring option over here. Okay, so this is one of the main features available in DaVinci Resolve. Okay, so it's known for its coloring, and we will be working on with the coloring from here. Okay, if I want to change the color, okay, see, as you guys can see the changes here on my screen. Okay, we will be able to work on with the coloring from here. Okay, so if I just want to work here in this one, okay, I can do that from here as well. We'll be understanding all of this here in the next class. And next comes the audio option. Okay, So here, if I just click on the audio, we will be able to work on with the audio, which I do have here, okay, in detail. Okay, so here you guys can see a lot of options, okay. You guys can add more than one audios. Okay, we'll be learning how it fades out, how you can actually edit your audio, and all of this in detail, okay. So I hope you guys understand the workspace available over here. And after each and everything, once you have done adding all the graphics, transition, effects, and now you want to export it. So before that, you just need to go here in the deliver option, which I do have the last page offered by the DaVinci Resolve. And here you guys can see I do have many options. Okay, so from here I can actually see the video quality. Okay, from here I can check the audio quality, and where do I want to save this? I can just browse that thing up. Okay, that particular place I want to save it, I can just save it over here, and I can add this thing to the render queues. Okay, so we can do all of that from here. Okay, but I hope you guys have understood this class on how you can start working on DaVinci Resolve, and I hope this one is clear about the workspaces. I have explained to you guys about the saving pages in detail here in this particular class. And yeah, we'll be learning about all these pages in detail as I've already told you. Okay, so now if I just take this inspector panel down, okay, I can just come over here and I can just work around over here. Okay, so this is quite familiar or similar with the Premiere Pro. So this is the source window or the source panel, and from here you will be able to get the final result of your video. Okay, so this is, suppose if I just double click this particular footage over here, it will show me around here. Okay, and from here, if I want to take only the video, okay, so I can just take only the video. We'll be learning how you can take this audio if you want to. Okay, we'll be learning what is loop and how you can actually extract only the videos or only the audio from your source panel. And this is the preview panel. This will show you the final result of what your work is going to look like. Okay, and this is basically the timeline. Okay, so you guys can change the size from here. If you want to increase the size, you guys can do like this from here. Okay, and same goes on with the audio here as well. Okay, so same goes with the audio, but I hope to see you all in the next chapter where we'll be learning about DaVinci Resolve in more detail, and we'll start from the basics. So see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.